I think today is an answer to that question in a way, because here we are 10 days past the mayoral election.
She claims the Tory party's disastrous kamikaze budget that triggered chaos for millions was, her words, the happiest moment of her premiership. We will continue to work, as we have done in the 4 months in government, on issues of security, our economy and global conflict.
In the next few minutes, you're going to witness the unravelling of Keir Starmer's political facade. We'll break down, point by point, the Prime Minister's brutal takedown of the Labour leader during today's PMQs. From alleged lies about the Chagos Islands negotiation to questionable ties with eco-activists, no stone is left unturned. But that's not all. We'll also reveal the shocking statistics that suggest Starmer's energy policies could cost Britain billions. Buckle up, because this ride through the corridors of power is about to get bumpy. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. As the dust settles from the heated exchange at PMQs, a glaring issue has come to light. Keir Starmer's apparent lack of understanding regarding the Chagos Islands. This isn't just another political gaffe.
We've got a billionaire Prime Minister and a billionaire Prime Minister, both of whose families have used schemes to avoid millions of pounds of tax, smearing a working-class woman. Mr. Speaker, we live in probably more volatile world than we've lived in for many decades. It is absolutely crucial.
Really going to turn something around, you have to do the hard yards up front. Don't look at a tough decision and then leave it for a year or two. So we're doing the tough stuff.
It's a revelation that strikes at the heart of national security concerns. The Chagos Islands, a remote archipelago in the Indian Ocean, might seem insignificant to some. But for those in the know, these islands represent a crucial strategic asset for the United Kingdom. They're not just dots on a map. They're a vital piece in the complex puzzle of global security. So, when the Prime Minister accused Starmer of being woefully uninformed about this critical matter, alarm bells started ringing. It's not every day that the leader of the opposition is called out for such a fundamental lapse in national security knowledge. The Prime Minister didn't mince words, emphasizing just how vital the military base on these islands is to UK national security. But why should we care about Starmer's apparent ignorance on this issue? Well, imagine for a moment the potential consequences of having a leader of the opposition who's out of his depth on matters of such importance. It's not just about scoring political points. It's about the very fabric of our national discourse and the trust we place in our political figures. The Prime Minister's criticisms of Starmer's understanding weren't just empty rhetoric. They pointed to a worrying gap in knowledge that could have far-reaching implications. In the world of international politics and security, being uninformed isn't just embarrassing, it's dangerous. As the exchange unfolded, it became increasingly clear that Starmer was floundering. His responses lacked the depth and understanding one would expect from someone vying for the highest office in the land. It was like watching a student caught unprepared for an exam, desperately grasping at straws to formulate an answer. This incident raises serious questions about Starmer's readiness to lead. If he's struggling to grasp the significance of the Chagos Islands, what other crucial issues might he be overlooking? It's a sobering thought for anyone considering him as a potential future Prime Minister. The Prime Minister's exposure of Starmer's lack of understanding wasn't just a political maneuver, it was a stark reminder of the importance of having well-informed leaders at the helm. In an era where global politics are increasingly complex and interconnected, we can't afford to have leaders who are out of their depth on such critical issues. While Starmer's grasp on foreign affairs raised eyebrows, his energy vision has set off alarm bells across Britain. The Labour leader's stance on UK oil and gas fields, particularly Rosebank and Jackdaw, has sparked a fierce debate about the future of British energy and employment. But could Starmer's renewable dream be a nightmare in the making? The Prime Minister certainly thinks so, and he's not pulling any punches. In a scathing attack, he accused Starmer of being influenced by billionaire eco-zealots, suggesting that Labour's energy policies could jeopardize not just energy security, but the very livelihoods of hundreds of thousands of British workers. At the heart of this heated exchange lies a stark warning. 200,000 jobs in the oil and gas sector are potentially on the chopping block. It's a figure that sent shockwaves through communities reliant on these industries, from Aberdeen to Great Yarmouth. The PM's message is clear. Starmer's green ambitions could come at a devastating cost to working-class families across the nation. But it's not just jobs at stake. The Prime Minister pointed to a whopping £8 billion investment that could be threatened by Labour's proposals. It's a sum that could make or break entire regions, fund critical infrastructure, and secure Britain's energy independence for years to come. Is Starmer willing to gamble with such high stakes? Supporters of renewable energy argue that the transition to green power will create new jobs and industries. They paint a picture of a cleaner, more sustainable future where Britain leads the world in cutting-edge technology. But critics counter that these promises are built on shaky foundations, questioning whether renewable energy can truly match the economic impact of the oil and gas sector. The Prime Minister, for his part, is adamant that a balanced approach is needed. Oil and gas will be part of our energy supply for many years to come, he stated, emphasizing the need for a gradual, measured transition that doesn't leave British workers in the lurch. But there's more to this debate than just economics. The geopolitical implications of Starmer's energy vision are equally concerning. In an era of increasing global instability, with conflict raging in Europe, can Britain afford to sacrifice its energy independence on the altar of green ideology? The Prime Minister argues that a robust domestic energy sector is crucial for national security, reducing reliance on foreign sources that could be weaponized against the UK. It's a sobering reminder of the complex web of considerations that go into crafting effective energy policy, considerations that Starmer seems worryingly unprepared to navigate. As the energy debate rages on, a bigger question looms. Is Keir Starmer truly ready to lead Britain through these turbulent times? His apparent disregard for crucial national security briefings, as alleged by the Prime Minister, paints a picture of a politician more concerned with scoring points than protecting British interests. The Prime Minister's scathing critique of Starmer during PMQs has laid bare a deeper issue plaguing the opposition. It's not just about policy disagreements anymore. It's about trust and competence. The accusation that Starmer is more concerned with party politics than national security strikes at the heart of his leadership. Is this the kind of opposition the British public deserves? Starmer's apparent inability to effectively challenge government policies raises serious questions about the Labour Party's readiness to govern. As the Prime Minister pointed out, representing the public's interests requires more than just political posturing. It demands a genuine understanding of complex issues and a commitment to national security. This debacle should serve as a wake-up call for voters. We must demand more from our political leaders, regardless of party affiliation. Are we content with an opposition that seems more interested in scoring political points than addressing real concerns? It's time for a critical examination of political rhetoric and promises. The future of UK politics depends on it.